Howdy, howdy, welcome back to Crafty Grinding, and it's time for some better late than never Round 1 Arena Cutoff predictions for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to cover the newer, not the new, because they were new a day or so ago, now still the newest of arenas that we've got, with the new Storm, the Pyramid X Storm, as well as King Groot coming in as the 4-star basic champ, but yeah, the new Storm as the feature champ. So first thing, as I always like to do, if you're new to my channel and new to these prediction videos, is compare these arenas to past arenas, as that allow me to look at those past arena results to get an idea of what might happen this time. So with the feature champs, either you're new or old, and obviously with Storm, she's going to fall into that new. With the 4-star basic, there's low or medium, and King Groot is in that low, and you'll see why comparing to past arena results. And then with, again, the feature for the 3-star feature arena, it's either new or old, and again, obviously Pyramid is new to the Storm is new to the game. So now that I've categorized these, let's take a look at some past arena results, starting first with the 4-star basic arena. This low category, you can see the low category is really any champs that have been in the game before. They've been in the 4-star basic arena before. This is their second time around or more. I think King Groot, at least, this is definitely his second time, maybe even be his third. Don't think fourth, but I think third. But anyway, regardless, he's been in here multiple times, been in the game for a while, and that fits squarely in this category of champs. And even for some decent champs that still have good quality and still quality value in the game, She-Hulk, MCOC defensive from an AW defense perspective, and even Venom, they're still not getting above 1.7. And more often than not, most champs are kind of in that average, just over that last milestone reward at 1.5 million coming in. You can see Miss Marvel coming in at 1.51 million. So I think really when it comes to King Groot, he's going to be somewhere between Miss Marvel and or Miss Marvel and Venom. So then moving over to the feature arenas, 3-star feature arenas, there's not a lot of recent data out there, but what we saw, those numbers before are based off of 1.3 to 1.4 million for new champs. That number seems to be pretty consistent based off of the occasional information I get from folks who grind the arena, either in the comment section of my videos or via the Crafty Grinding Twitter account. It seems to be that 1.3 to 1.4 still seems to be the case for new champs. Jumping to the 4-star feature, some recent results you can see with some of the newer champs. There's been this steady increase, and it's not just because of the champ's value, how the champ is perceived, because I would argue that Long Shot is perceived as a better champ than Sorcerer Supreme, even though she does have good utility, and I have her as a 6-star on one of my alt accounts. But anyway, that set aside, you could see that there's just been the steady increase anyway, and with 11 million coming in most recently with Sorcerer Supreme, I don't think that's where we're going to see this hang around consistently, because outside of that recent 11.4, it's been in the lower mid 9 millions to 10 million. I think we're going to return to that here. With the 5-star feature, you could see kind of similar, but not so much, with Terax and even looking at Longshot coming in at 42 million, but then Terax at 54 million, and then we had Mojo at 52 million. I think that 50-ish million range is the typical thing. For whatever reason, Sorcerer Supreme, there was a ton of grinding going on, both for our 4-star and 5-star feature arena, so we had some exceptions. I don't think, again, here we're going to see that with Storm Pyramid X. I think instead we're going to see that 62 come back into that 50 million range we saw recently with Mojo and Terax. I think I'm pronouncing it right there. But anyway, and by the way, all these past results are for the Veterans Bracket. And if you're saying, what's the Veterans Bracket? If you're new to the game or don't understand that, basically there's 3 arena brackets for Marvel Contest of Champions, and it's all based off, in which bracket you're in is all based off of how long your account's been open. There's a beginner bracket, as the name implies. If your account is brand new, from 1 to 30 days, you're in that bracket. There's the intermediate bracket, 31 to 60 days. And then lastly, there's a veteran bracket. Any account that's been open over 60 days will be in that veterans bracket for life. So welcome to the veterans bracket. But anyway, all these results you see here are for the veterans bracket. So based off of these veterans brackets results, here are my predictions for the veterans bracket. Starting first with the 5-star feature, I think we're looking at 55 million and then for the 4-star, like 10.5 million. For the 4-star basic King Groot, 1.6 million. And lastly, for the 3-star feature Storm, I think we're looking at 1.3 million. As well as I like to remind folks, past results don't always guarantee future results. So when we use these to come up with predictions, I don't promise. These are not guaranteed kind of numbers. These are just kind of, some numbers to consider as you're kind of coming up with your own grinding strategy and how far you want to go before you stop. And so I always like to kind of say, I try to get within 5 to 10%, and for the most part, I kind of land in that zone. But I always like to give folks grind targets to give yourself a little buffer. And if you really want to make sure you don't miss out on Storm 5-star, you better go to 62 million, just in case that Sorcerer Supreme isn't as much as an anomaly and more of an indicator of where scores are going to be for moving forward. Hey, worst case scenario, you push that. I know it's quite a bit higher than that 55 million where I think the cutoff will be, but if you put that much grind time in to get to 55 million, don't want to miss out on her, so you might want to push it to 62. With the 4-star feature, I think we're looking at 11.2 million. For the 4-star basic King Groot, 1.8 million is plenty from a grind target perspective. Again, this is that extra buffer to give yourself a better chance to get the champ. And lastly, for the 3-star feature, I think 1.45 should be the which you should target to give yourself that extra security blanket of getting that champ. Now, when it comes to those earlier brackets that I talked about earlier, there's just not a ton of data across the community. And to be clear, all those past results we saw before wasn't Kabam releasing those numbers. That's just self-reported numbers across the community. And enough folks do it now that eventually we're going to get close enough to where those rank rewards end, so we kind of know where the cutoffs are anyway without the help of Kabam. So those are just self-reported numbers. The bad news is that because they're self-reported numbers and there's a lot of volatility in the earlier brackets, there's not a consistent kind of go-to to see the latest results for those earlier brackets. And really the only place that I've found is actually in the comment section of my videos, and also the reported scores that people give me at the Crafty Grinding Twitter account. And so that's anecdotal. There's not a ton of it going on, so there's no statistically significant sample size of information coming in. So these are more just definitely rough ballpark numbers, but just so you kind of understand what I'm seeing there and what I'm hearing, these are the latest there. So with a beginner's bracket, 3-star feature around 245,000, 4-star basic around 700,000, 4-star feature around 1.5 million. Jumping down to the intermediate bracket, 3-star feature around 500,000, 4-star basic 900,000, and the 4-star feature 1.3 million. And again, these are very rough numbers, not to say that again the other ones aren't like statistically guaranteed, very strongly approximate numbers. No, those are not guesstimates, but they're not there's only a certain level of accuracy with those anyway, and that definitely decreases with these. So I just want to make sure you kind of understand that as you're basing again your own strategy. And what I always like to remind folks about these earlier brackets, you can see all these numbers for the most part are underneath the milestone rewards, at least in the 4-star arenas. So just push to those milestone rewards if you can, and if you get all the way to the end, especially for the 4-star basic, I guarantee you get that champ. So that's it for round 1 of the Storm Pyramid X and King Groot arenas. Would love your opinion or any questions you have. Just reach out to either throw it in the comment section of this video, or reach out to the Crafty Grinding Twitter account and share your thoughts there or questions, and I will try to get them as soon as possible. Better chance that I'll see them quicker in Twitter, just because it's easier for me to use that versus the comment section here. But hopefully I'll find any questions or thoughts that you have in the comment section here as well. And if you found this information helpful, we'd really appreciate if you smash that thumbs up button, as that's first an indicator to me that you do like this content and you want to see more of it, and that it also helps the content get spread across the wide world of YouTube, as that's how their algorithm and sharing information to other users works. So please smash that button if you like this, and if you don't, smash the heck of it down, the thumbs down button. That'll also be a good indicator to me that, hey, maybe we need to change the content a bit. But anyway, thanks a lot for stopping by. Stay safe and have a great day.